Hi friends, how's everyone feeling today? Me? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm having a bad tummy day, hence the ginger beer. It's been a little while since I've seen you last, and that is because last week I had 2 of my wisdom teeth removed, which was, although not as traumatizing as I was expecting it to be, a bit of an ordeal because having any bones yanked out of your face is going to be a little uncomfortable. So I wanted to wait until the swelling went down in my little chipmunk cheeks. Everything seems to have healed up really nicely. So I thought today would be an excellent day to finally film with a bunch of brand new products. If not new on the market, then new to me. I'm hoping this is going to be entertaining for you all. I don't get as many new products as, say, the average beauty guru because I don't receive PR. These are just a few products that have been piling up over the course of a few weeks, and now that they're all finally here, I get to show them all to you. So without me rambling and touching my face any further, let's get started. So I just washed my face, just had a nice little shower. Didn't wash the hair. It's probably pretty obvious. You're dealing with a toque today because I didn't feel like using heat tools on my hair for like the 3rd day in a row, so deal with it. Lots of new and fun and exciting things. One of which being a very exciting and, dare I say, maybe the bougiest primer I've ever bought in my life. I really needed to know if it was actually this good. I bought the thing. The Tatcha silk canvas. Or sorry, the silk canvas. It's here. It's heavy. It's my first Tatcha product, so that's kind of exciting. It says on the back, the silk canvas filter finish protective primer, apparently inspired by geishas and their way of priming their faces so that their incredible makeup lasts all day. I have used it once before, and I'm still on the fence as to whether or not I actually enjoy this primer. It has a scent. It's very, like, wealthy. It comes with this little scoop. I'm sure you've seen, but it has a little line right here. So you're supposed to take it, scrape the surface of the primer up to the line, like so, until it touches the line. However, I feel like last time I used this primer, I used way too much. I had to put it all over my face, and this is definitely one of those blurring, pore-filling primers, and getting it all over my face just made me look a little gross in some places. What I am trying to do is use a little less and just use it in the areas that I, need pore filling the most. I'm just taking it, and they say to warm it up between your fingers and then press it in upward motions into the places that you want to be a flawless baby. I'm going to really work it into my T-zone. It definitely leaves a white cast, which isn't a problem when you're just going in with foundation after, but does make you look a little bit ghosty ghost. The insert says to press into upward motions. I'm also just sort of trying to avoid any areas that are dry on my face, which are basically everywhere else. You can kind of see here where it's kind of catching on my textured area. I was kind of hoping that this primer wouldn't do that. It behaves very similarly to any pore filling primer like Professional. I was just kind of hoping that maybe this would have something a little more hydrating in it as well, because they say to use it all over your face, and I'm just like, ugh. Like right in here, I can feel it patching off already, which is excellent. Okay, I just threw on some foundation real quick because I didn't buy a new foundation. Luckily, I heard Flower Beauty did come to Canada recently, so that is very exciting. Next, really hot off the press products that I managed to get my hands on because I was out of concealer and B needed a new baking powder was some new Fenty launches. Everyone and their dog has already reviewed these. It's fine, but if you want my hot take on them, you're about to get it. So I got the Pro Filt'r concealer in the shade 140, which is apparently for cool pink undertones. Also, I got the Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch setting powder in the shade Lavender because I'm a pale ass bitch. Both of these things I have been using, so this isn't a first impression, but you're gonna get to see me try them on and I'll talk a little bit about how I feel about them. Again, the powder is scented. I don't know what is with scented products these days. It was between the lavender and the butter powder. I definitely couldn't afford both. I decided to go with lavender because I do still love my Milk Makeup Blur and Set Loose finishing powder. I still use this all over the face. It still has a bit of pigment to it, so it's a good one for all over the face. So I've been using these two in tandem, them, and they seem to work really well. People have been touting this as the next best thing since Shape Tape. I think when they say that the concealer is good for a certain type of undertone, I think what they mean is that they're trying to balance out that undertone with this one. Because like, I don't know if you can tell, but this is clearly very yellow, which is good. I like that. I'm gonna pat this in using the same brush I used for my foundation. The shade is perfect though for highlighting. If you have the same skin tone as me and you're following this for reference, 140 is definitely not as dark as it looks on the website. Trying really hard to tap out all those creases. The older I get though, the more I realize that that is a futile attempt. Primarily I have been using this powder to bake with, but I don't feel like baking today. So today I'm going to try it with a brush. I'm going to go ahead and tap out with my finger. It's still tacky, so it definitely doesn't have like a short dry down period. Go ahead and try and set that. Oh, again, don't use this product if you don't like scent. And I think the lavender tone is initially scary. I think once it calms down and balances out with everything else, you'll see that it's not actually that frightening. I slapped on some brows, finished bronzing, no new products there. Today we're gonna play with some melt. I have been coveting this little stack for ages. Ever since I saw Jordy use it on her channel, it just looked so stunning, and I eventually caved and bought the Melt Baby Girl stack. It came in the most beautiful little iridescent unicorn skin box. It's just the stuff that dreams are made of. They're all magnetically stacked, so they stay together. Melt just has the coolest packaging for their stacks. These guys are not new. It's not a new release, but it is something that I've wanted for months. Let's go through each shade, shall we? It also comes with a little mirror, which is very useful. The top shade is Hopeless Romantic. It's got this greeny gold shift to it. It's got brown, it's got pink. If that is not the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life. We have this beautiful coral shade called Scammin'. It's a dark corally pink. This is the shade Main Squeeze, which is the one I'm like super excited about. This beautiful tropical orange. This is a shade I haven't touched yet. It's called Crush, which is just sort of this shimmery burgundy brown shade. And the last one is called Breakup, which is this rich terracotta brown. Ooh, it is so silky. So they're all the shades swatched. I just think like aesthetically, this is just stunning. It's nothing revolutionary or brand new, but there's something special about the tones that just like grabs my attention. I just primed using the Fenty Pro Filter concealer. Nothing too over the top today since I ain't going anywhere after this, so I'm going to take Scammin'. There's a lot of kickback in the pan if you can't see that. Start fluffing it all over. I want to use probably every shade today, so we're going to make this pretty big and blown out just so we can really work every single shade into this look. The three mattes do just create a nice natural gradient, so I don't think that's going to be very difficult. Basically just carry that all the way up to the brow bone. A lot of kickback in the pan, but so far not like a shit ton of fallout. Now that that's laid down, we're going to go in with the delicious Main Squeeze on a clean brush of some kind. That is some serious fallout. These two blend really well, like a little sunset. Next, taking Breakup, which is the deepest matte shade in the collection, and taking a smaller brush. It just is so rich. Just a hint of depth. I'm really stippling that in first and then blending it out. My brows are giving me a hard time today. They keep getting swiped off and I keep putting them back on, so it's just turning into kind of a mess. We're just gonna move on. I'm going to fix everything with glitter. Hopeless Romantics is going to help us out. I cannot with this. Look at how crazy it is in the light. We're gonna put this all over lid and all over the brow bone. Oh yeah, that is a shit ton of fallout. Great. Give this brush a little spray. And just because then we can say we used every single shade in the stack, I'm gonna go in with Crush because I want to see what it looks like for no other reason than that. Clearly we don't need more eyeshadow on my face. Dip my finger in because that seemed to work really well and pack that onto the outer corner. All the shades are, I could go on forever blending eyeshadow, but I have to put the brush down, pop on some lashes off camera, and we'll be right back. I just put on these little baby lashes. I just cut up a pair of old lashes of mine and stuck them on the outer edge just to give a little bit of a lift. I didn't feel like putting on a full lash. It's a nice little trick actually if you don't want to put on a full pair, and it's pretty easy to just like pop them on. Moving on to blush because I wanted to actually use the baby girl stack because you know I'm all about that blush life. These seem like they're going to be incredible as blush. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start packing on Scammon, which is that coral shade, using a big brush at first because I know that these are super duper pigmented, and I'm just gonna try and be as careful as possible. Then we're gonna layer on top of that, because obviously we're still not wearing enough blush. We're just gonna layer on top of that with the orange shade Main Squeeze. I'm an animal. I went ahead and threw on some freckles while I was waiting for my battery to recharge. Let's throw on some highlighter. I'm gonna go in with Old Faithful Master Chrome here because it is some rose gold realness. I thought that might pair well with the rest of the face. Pop that into the inner corner as well. I feel like a look always is just unfinished without inner corner highlight. I'm throwing on some How Many Carats because why not? There's actually no downside to more highlighter. Let's just give our lips a little bit of a quick line. I literally can never tell when they're even or not. For lips, we're gonna keep it really simple, just some cute gloss, and I got some really fun new products from Furless. These are the new convertible glosses. They came out with a bunch of them. One of them was in collaboration with itslikelymakeup, who is one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. She's awesome. If you don't know who she is, stop watching my video. Go check her out. She's amazing. Hers, of course, is just this beautiful peachy pink. All the convertible glosses have, you know, an iridescent shift to them. They're really kind of spacey and they're supposed to be very transformative. I've used them both a few times. They're a cute gloss and they're not super goopy or sticky. The other shade I got was Mutate. Yes, so the top one here is Mutate, which looks totally different in every single light I've put it in. Of course, Imposter, the It's Likely Makeup one, is super pink and beautiful. I really like the component. The squeezy tube means you can get every last drop out. I think we're gonna go in with Imposter today. Imposter is just so girly, so pink. It's got a beautiful shine and sparkle to it. I definitely thought these glosses would be a lot more in your face than they are. They're actually quite subtle, which is not what I was expecting. I have tried layering these on top of lipsticks, and I think actually my favorite way to wear them is just on their own with a little bit of lip liner and lip balm, because honestly, I think they show up the best just by themselves. A bold lip can kind of dwarf the iridescence and the shine. On their own, I think they're just gorgeous, and it's not gloppy, it's not sticky, it just kind of glides on and it wears really well throughout the day, and it's not super gritty either. Oh, and I guess that, friends, is the finished look. Everything I tried today, there are some highs and lows for sure. I'm on the fence about the Tatcha Silk Canvas. You can't really tell unless I zoom you in way up close. It kind of just picks up on some of my textured areas. I'm just gonna give you a little up close here just to see what the skin is looking like. So I'm not sure if this is contributing to more texture than normal, but I'm gonna use it a few more times and give it a really good fair shot because I spent so much money on it and I really want it to work. I'm honestly really liking the combination of the Fenty concealer and powder. I think they work really well together. I haven't used them each on their own yet, and I might not because They obviously work really well together, so why would I do anything differently? Again, a lot of products coming out right now with lots of really heavy, strong scents, and I'm not super jazzed about that just because, like, I don't know, it's annoying. But the lavender powder, especially when you're baking with it with a damp sponge, goes on quite bright, but once you dust it all off and kind of balance everything out with bronzer and blush, it all ends up evening out. And the concealer is working really well. I do love the tone of it. It's not the most high coverage concealer, but that's something that I'm okay with. In all honesty, I feel like Tarte Shape Tape was too much concealer for my little face to handle. I don't think I have to tell you that the Melt Baby Girl stack is so precious and beautiful, and I love it very much. From my experience, Melt eyeshadows are incredible quality. I thought maybe I should try something else from Melt just to see if their quality was consistent across the board or if they changed formulas. The formula is the same, good quality, soft pigmented mattes. The shimmers are really flaky and they will give you lots of fallout. I have glitter all over my face right now, but if used with a little bit of setting spray on a brush, or if you do your eyes first, there's nothing that compares to this kind of level of sparkle and shine. And especially in a pressed powder, this kind of shade is what I was looking for in the Sweet Peach palette. This is that exact shade, but seeing them next to each other, that's Too Faced and that's Melt. Melt to me, just by looking at it, is the far superior formula. This is what I was looking for in the Sweet Peach palette. This is a huge win. They still sell this, which I'm really happy it wasn't limited edition, that they still carry the Baby Girl stack. If you don't have these tones yet in your collection, this is it. This is the shit. Oh yeah, and the glosses, I have been using them for a while now and I really like them. Like I said earlier, the glosses are actually quite subtle. They're not sticky. They don't do that weird stringy thing. The Imposter shade specifically has just such a nice sheer pigment to it. It actually gives you a little bit of color. Mutate, not quite as much. It is definitely more of like something that you layer on top of a lip to give it that shine, to give it that iridescence. Although it's not quite as punchy as I was expecting, it is still lovely. Oh yes, and if you wanted to pick these up, just to let you know, I haven't said this on my channel yet, but I am now officially a Furless affiliate, which is super exciting. As you know, Furless is one of my favorite brands. It's not a discount code. You don't get money off if you use my link, but if you purchase any Furless products through my link, which I do have now in my description box down below, you don't get a discount, but you don't pay anything extra, and you just give me a little extra spare change. 10% of your purchase goes into my wallet. It is just out of the goodness of your heart that you would purchase something through my link. Again, if you do ever pick up any Furless products, please use my link. It's down below, which is super cool to say, and I thank Furless for letting me join their affiliate program. That is it. It's obviously, as always, you know, far too late. I need to go instant pot a pork roast. I really hope you enjoyed watching me play with a bunch of new products on my face today. It was nice to deviate from the Get the Most Out of Your Palette series, even if it was just for one video. I do have another video planned in the noggin, so look forward to that. It'll probably just be a really chill video. If you liked this video, if you like me, if you like this channel, if you like this toque, give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out a great deal. I don't have an uploading schedule and I probably never will. So if you want to be notified every time I upload a brand new video, hit the bell notification down below. Sometimes it works. I hear it won't hurt you. You can always follow me on other social media. My Instagram is @Madelaide, the same way it is spelled here, and my Twitter, which I hardly ever use anymore and I know I should and I feel really bad about it, is MadSuds, which is MADDSUDZ. Oh, and if you're not already and you're watching this and this isn't the first time you've been here, just subscribe. Just subscribe. Just help a girl out, would you? Glad we're on the same page. Please just be kind and be generous to everyone you meet out there in the world today. And hopefully I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.